Salam, hello, it's Rick once again from Taheri Exchange, the commodity/currency strategist. And this week, well, as we had many weeks, this is a continual thing I've mentioned to a lot of our ITC viewers. You're going to have an interesting summer, and it's all due to what's going on currently in the economy, many economies, we'll say. Relating to that, last week, non-farm payrolls, the newly created jobs, was a failure. That carried on to the US CAD, US dollar weakened going on to the week, and beginning of the week, market was waiting for the Fed to discuss their meeting minutes. And are they going to, speak about quantitative easing or Operation Twist or whatever they want to call it? In other words, stimulus injection. Well, as Tuesday came around, or Wednesday, really nothing came out of it. Once again, the bag of tricks of Bernanke and his crew didn't stimulate the economy enough. And so what happened was, this was an interesting week, and the reason why I say that is when usually there's no talks of stimulus, the markets react and the US dollar flourishes. In other words, it rises higher. What happened was the reverse. The market took this information and says, well, you know what? I think we still are going to get stimulus. And traders themselves in the markets kind of pushed the market down. In other words, the US dollar became bearish. So if you had US Canadian and you're selling US this week, earlier this week, you would have had maybe lower 102 or maybe mid 102 levels. That's where the spot rate was. Well, now we've headed down to the lower 101 level, which means that for your selling of US dollars, you're getting a little less when selling. We're into a good buyer's market, and that's what happened now. Continuing on to today, mixed data. You had strong PPI numbers, weak University of Michigan confidence number. So that was mixed data. Overall, the market still took it as a positive because of JP Morgan and their bank results came out positive, and it's all about the banks. And what's happened is the markets are positive. Equity markets stronger, precious metal markets stronger, and we saw the US dollar weaken. Oil itself is heavily affected by what's currently happening in the US and the global economy relating to purchasing power. A lot of people do not have purchasing power, especially in the United States, which is a huge consumer population or a consumer country. People are not buying as much because they're losing work, and therefore oil is not being used, and therefore not making purchasing of goods. Now, a lot of the data that we're hearing going on to next week for the retail sales, etc., is a lot of mixed data. So for your sellers and buyers of US dollar, you had a great seller weeks. Now you have some good buying weeks. If you want to sell, you're probably looking in the higher, maybe lower to higher 102 level, but the key level to break into higher levels is 103.50. And to get buying levels, you want a little lower than 101. You want to get in the higher 1.00 levels. So if you're looking to buy, give us a call here at Taheri Exchange, or looking to sell as well, looking at precious metals. I've always mentioned this many times before, a great safe alternative investment option, and feel free to call us to achieve your, preserving your wealth and risking against the hedge, or protecting yourself against it, or hedging against the risk, forgive me. Overall, call us at Taheri Exchange, we'll give you a good competitive rate. And another note, good euro rates as well. We had some great euros to buy. Euro dollars are really cheap now, so feel free to call us.